you say you paid 10% of the profit. Who do you pay it to?
To my business associate, to Mr. Maumela.
So you've got 100,000, you pay 10%, which would be 30,000. No, which would 30,000 based on what you've received, right?
No, 10% of the profit, Commissioner.
Or 10% of the profit?
Yes.
So it would be 10,000?
Yes.
So if it were his company that were successful, he would do the same for you?
Exactly.
And if you are operating independently, what is the benefit of this exercise that you work jointly?
If I'm operating independently?
Yes, because the RFQ is awarded to you individually or to Mr. Maumela. What is the benefit of having this fund out of which either one of you will gain 10% or where they've put in no sweat?
I don't think I understand your question. Can you please just try to rephrase it?
Okay. Why should Mr. Maumela get 10% of the profit that you made when he has contributed nothing?
He contributed money because there is a money that we put into the main supplier's account. And we agreed that whoever gets RFQ first, we can take money from there, but you have to give me 10% of your profit. So that is your benefit.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, I interrupted. I thought you were done.
Sorry?
I thought you were done. I interrupted. My apologies.
No,
please continue.
No, it's okay. I was just trying to explain that the benefit is the 10% of the profit.
Now, has it ever happened that you provide supplies to the exact amount of what both of you have invested? In this case, we made an example of 2 million. Have you ever exhausted that?
Yes, it happens. Okay, before I answered, let me just get, you're saying, your question is, has it ever happened that I spent more than $1 million? Is that your question?
Well, that the entire amount that both of you have invested
yes.
is used on one single RFQ?
Yes, it happens.
Okay, how often has that happened?
But it happened a lot. But by then, the business was well established. We can use your own money.
Please say that again.
The business was I'll call it a business. I'll say it was well established. If it exists there, then you can use your own money. Because you have money that you're making from the profits.
It's no longer, you're no longer using the fund.
I'm saying if it exceeds that amount.
No, I don't want you to exceed. I want you to stay below what you have both invested. So have you ever exhausted the fund? You've given the supplier 2 million, and you need to supply stethoscopes worth 2 million.
Yes, this is what I'm asking. You're saying, meaning that the entire money that is with the main supplier, I have to use it to buy, to get stock. That's what you're saying.
Okay, yes.
Yes, and then my answer to you is, by then the business was well established. So you can.
So effectively then, let's take you to be the successful bidder, quote unquote. You use up the 2 million to supply stock based on that RFQ to the Department of Health. What Mr. Maumela at the end of the day makes is 10% of the profit you make, and he's lost his entire investment of 1 million. You don't get to repay that.
Go back to the question again. He lost the entire 1 million.
Yes, he invested 1 million.
Yes.
You used it up together with yours to satisfy an RFQ. And you said your arrangement is that you will then pay him 10% of the profit. So his initial investment of 1 million rand, you use up, but you don't get to pay back.
That never happened?
Just a moment, Mr. Madlanga. The broadcasters have asked that you switch on both your mics.
Thank you.
Thank you, So if you bought stock for 2 million, you use that fund, you and Mr. Maumela have both invested 1 million, you make 250,000. So you give him 10% of the profit, which is, you make 2.5.
Million.
Yes. You used up the 2 million in the fund to buy the stock. You get paid 2.5 million by the Department of Health. Correct? To include your profit in there, you can't buy and sell for 2 million.
I'm listening.
No, am I correct? That's why, because I need you to correct me where I go wrong so I can understand where my confusion arises from.
Okay. What is your confusion? Maybe I can clarify that because I'm also confused now.
The thing is, however way I try to clear my confusion, you don't assist me, I'll try again. You both have invested 1 million each. It's 2 million in the fund with the main supplier. The RFQ is yours. You buy stock from that supplier for 2 million, you provide to the Department of Health. Are we good thus far?
Commissioner, first of all, the RFQ does not exceed 500,000.
Uh-huh.
So it cannot be that you can spend the entire 1 million to get stock, and then because the RFQ obviously is less than 500,000.
Okay, so
Can we just amend it this way? You get 4 RFQs of 500 each at a time. It's 2 million. But all of them are 500 each. So
Okay.
Let's work with that on this question.
It's fine, yes.
then let's work with that. We are back to 2
Then
million.
you'll use your own money.
Why use your own money? You have a fund of for 2 million that's sitting
But-
with the main supplier.
But I'm saying if it exceeds what you have there,
No, it's not exceeding. It's smack bang 2 million.
okay,
Yeah.
then what is the question?
You use up that 2 million for your 4 RFQs in the example given by
Yes.
Commissioner Baloyi.
Yes.
You provide whatever is required in terms of each RFQ. The total cost is 2 million. So you have expended that entire fund held by the main supplier. Correct?
Of course, yes.
The Department of Health and on time as required by the PFMA pays you as the contracting party what is due to you in terms of the contract, and the profit you are going to make out of all 4 is 500,000. So it pays you 2.5 million. Correct?
Yes.
So in that instance, do you return 2 million back to the fund?
Of course.
And then of the 500,000, you give Mr. Maumela 10%.
Of course.
Then that 2 million stays there again, and you get to use it. So that's why I said the benefit he derives from extending 1 million loan to you is 10% of the little profit you make. That's what he gets out of it.
So the profit will always depend on the 10% will always depend on the profit.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Madlanga, there's something I don't think you have factored thus far. If you have, you'll correct me. The main supplier, as you call it, will have invoiced you for 2 million in this example. The 500 times, yes, times 4. And therefore, the 200, the main supplier has to be paid the 200 rand, 200 million rand.
2 million rands.
2 million, oh, gosh, yeah. And so that 2 million is gone, so to speak, because the main supplier must get money for the goods supplied. So to continue having 2 million in the account held by the main supplier, you would have to pay in another 2 million, or not?
I agree.
Yes. So That 2 million is gone. And that actually would take us to one of Ms. Silo's earlier questions, which would be, now this 2 million has been used up by you
Yes.
in respect of your contracts. What does that mean? Does it mean Mr. Maumela would have lost the 2 million? Or I think you did ask such a question earlier.
The 1 million, yes.
Yeah.
But it's
We were talking, the 1 million, he's half of the 2 million.
But it's
Or how would you, between the two of you, work that out? Because thus far, I think the main supplier's invoice was not factored into the discussion or the debate.
can I answer?
Yes, please.
It's not lost entirely because you're going to buy, you use that money to get stock. So as soon as the department pays you back, we're going to take the 2 million back. So it would be lost, yes, for maybe that period while you're waiting for that payment. As soon as you get the payment, then the money will be back to the main supplier's account. So I cannot say he lost his money. But for that period, while waiting for the payment, yes, I will say only for that period. That's when I will say the money is gone. But we know that we're gonna get your money back.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, so now we know you had two main suppliers with Mr. Maumela. That much we've established, correct?
One main supplier who owns two companies.
Okay. So the payments that you and Mr. Maumela make, is it to the one main supplier who distributes to his companies, or do you also make payment directly to any one of the two companies?
Yeah, to any of the two companies, yes.
You make directly?
Yes.
Okay. So are we talking about three companies or two?
The main supplier owns two companies. The main supplier.
Is the main supplier a company or a human being?
He's a human being who owns two companies.
Okay. So then who's this main supplier? Perhaps if I have a name for him, I'll be able to distinguish him from the other companies. Who's this main supplier?
I'll give you the name of the company. The name I cannot give it to you. Earlier I mentioned that I might be under investigation. I can give you
Why
the name of
can't
the
you
company.
give the name?
Just in case, because I said chances are I might be investigated. We cannot rule out that I'm not investigated. During my tea break, I checked on it's there now. We can show it to you on the computer. They say I am investigated. The thing is I cannot prove it, but
We have established one thing. Yesterday, you suggested you were under investigation. You undertook to provide documentation to prove you are under investigation. The document you provided does not demonstrate that you are under investigation. Thus far, the Commission has got nothing before it to even suggest that you are under any investigation regarding these issues, your relationship with Mr. Maumela. So we don't work on the basis that on the off chance that you might be investigated. You are either under investigation or you are not. Thus far, you haven't established that you are. Do you accept that?
no, I don't accept that, Commissioner.
How have you established that you are under investigation?
From the then NDPP, he said it himself. So, and then I saw it on the, I can ask my legal counsel now to show it to you on the computer, it's there.
To show me what? Why didn't you provide? You provided us one document.
I'm sorry, Commissioner. I just checked that now during tea break. When I was searching for any investigation that I can find.
Yes.
So before that, the only thing that I could find is that which I accept that I'm not, for that that SIU document, for that I accept that I'm not under investigation.
Okay.
And I'm not disputing that. However, I said, because I cannot prove that, it does not mean that I'm not under investigation.
Okay, then you say you found something on the computer. We will check it during lunch. But for our purposes, can you describe the nature of this document you found that confirms that you're under investigation?
No, it's an article made by the NDPP.
Okay. When and what does it say precisely, and what crime are you being investigated for?
For the Department of Health, it's from, I think by then he was the head of SIU.
What are you being investigated for, Mr. Madlanga? If the NDPP says you're under investigation, It
Yes.
should at least tell you what you are being investigated
For
for.
tender fraud.
Okay.
Mr. Madlanga, perhaps to assist us, you should clarify this. Looking at the arrangement you have told us about, your arrangement with Mr. Maumela, depositing money with a supplier to then use funds out of that fund for the purposes that you have explained. Nothing immediately tells me from where I'm sitting that there is criminality about that. I'm not saying there isn't. But sitting where I am, nothing jumps out of your testimony to tell me that here's the criminality. So I find it very difficult to understand your standpoint that you are being investigated about this specifically. And for you, to then refuse to answer the last question that Ms. Silo put to you. Do you want to comment on that?
Yes, please, Commissioner.
Yes, please.
Chairperson, I'm sorry. Chairperson, it's because the investigation, I wouldn't know how wide would the investigation be, and I wouldn't even know that which or who are they going to interview or cross-examine. I don't know that, and I do not want to give up names of people who also I might incriminate. I do not want to do that. The question that I was asked from the chair, from the commissioner, is my relationship with Mr. Maumela, which I was willing to comment on that. So, but anything that has to do with the investigation, I do not want to dwell on that.
You see, the difficulty then is your response has a good few I don't knows, I don't know. And you are not able to pinpoint criminality to which you might be subjected, and for you to then be in a position to assert the privilege against self-incrimination. So, cut a long story short, I fail to understand the basis, if you are indeed asserting the privilege in this context. So I do not understand the basis for it. You remember our debate yesterday about the need for you to identify specific criminality and to, on the basis of that, claim the privilege. So it's on that basis that if you say, I don't know, and you are not identifying a specific crime, I don't quite get how you are claiming or us asserting the privilege. You want to comment?
Chairperson, I want to ask that if there is an ongoing investigation, which I will say again, I won't say 100% that I am under investigation. It's what I heard, and it's what I heard also from the then NDPP himself. So my question is, if there is an ongoing investigation, doesn't that stand as, the thing is, I do not know how the rules apply of the commission applies, but I don't know whether if there's an ongoing investigation, does not that stand as why I do not want to answer a certain question?
You see, I'm engaging you on the basis of the facts that you have proffered. And on that basis, I have said there's no criminality that jumps out of the narrative you have given us. And on that basis, I do not understand how you can assert the privilege. That's the simple basis on which I'm engaging you on now. My understanding of what you are saying is that there just might be some criminality of which I have no idea. And on the basis of that, I'm asserting the privilege. Surely that cannot be the basis of asserting the privilege. So unless you tell us something more concrete, you are not entitled to assert the privilege. Not on this, not on what you've said thus far. Do you accept that basically what you said, or the substance of what you are saying is, I know I'm being investigated, and there just might be, you are not saying for a fact there is, there just might be some criminality, and therefore I'm not prepared to answer these questions or this question. Do you accept my interpretation of what you said, or my understanding of what you said?
No, Chairperson, I beg to differ.
Yes.
I said, if their investigation, obviously there is criminality. I'm saying I cannot prove it to you, because what I know is only what the head of the SIU said, which is something that I can prove it to you is here. I'm not, on the computer, I can show it to you, that they said themselves that they are investigating me. So that is what I know, and then I cannot just ignore that. They cannot just say that because of they were just trying to, I don't know, mention my name for the fun of it. There is something out of it. So I don't know what is that. So that is not something that I'm just thumb-sucking. It's something which is there, and I'm saying to you, I can ask my legal counsel now to show it to you on the computer, or we can, I don't know if they can print that article. I don't know how or we can show the computer itself. So that is something which exists. So the thing is, I have never been approached. And I said, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I've been approached about this thing, but what I know is that there is an ongoing investigation.
You have said for the first time that there is criminality. Earlier, the substance of what you said was exactly what I said in my interpretation of it. It's for the first time now in your last response that you say there is criminality. But the question that will then arise is, what is that criminality? Because on the engagement you have been having with Ms. Sillo and my co-commissioners, nothing jumps out of your testimony and tells us that here's criminality, indicating also what the nature of that criminality is. Nothing jumps out of your testimony to give us that or to tell us that. So you just say there is criminality. What criminality?
Chairperson, can I answer?
Yes, all we know, I will let you answer just now. All we know is you pulled funds together, and you then placed those funds in the hands of a quote-unquote main supplier, and then you use those funds in the manner in which you described. Nothing readily tells me what the criminality is. I'm not saying there isn't any. I don't know. Sitting here, I do not know. But what I will say is, no criminality immediately manifests itself. So what's the criminality on the basis of which you can assert the privilege?
The Chairperson, the purpose for us to have that business is to supply medical equipment to the Department of Health. And that is when the SIU flagged that there is some criminality in or irregularities, I don't know what I can call it, but because of the SIU got involved and then they are investigating it. Obviously, SIU, they investigate criminality. And then I haven't been charged now. I cannot tell you what charge am I facing. I don't know whether it will be fraud or corruption or what, I don't know. But what I know is there is an ongoing investigation. That is a fact, Chairperson.
Thank you. Ms. Sillo.
Thank you, Chair. If I may continue, then I'll, for purposes of my question, accept what you say. SIU is investigating. Are you aware of any crime that would have been committed in this arrangement that we have just discussed, that the SIU is likely to uncover?
like I said,
Perhaps let's avoid committed. Are you aware of a crime that they could possibly be investigating? Let's avoid committed.
I'll accept that.
Thank you.
That
Thank you.
qualifier. So it's actually a better question and I guess a lower threshold.
Commissioner, that's why when you are under investigation, they call you a suspect because of it hasn't. They haven't proved anything that you might have committed. There's a reasonable suspicion that you might have committed a possible offense.
Yes.
So, as I see it here, from my side, I don't know of any wrongdoing that I did, but it does not stop someone from investigating me. So just because of I'm saying I did not do this, it does not mean now they must stop investigating.
No, we're not directing SIU to stop. I'm just trying to understand. Remember, so far you are failing on the first front where you seek to assert your rights to identify the offense that you could potentially be incriminating yourself in. And that's why we are having this debate. Because if you at least you had identified the offense, then the chair, I guess, would have considered your fear of that offense being levied against you in the context of the conversation we are having. We can't even do that because it's unclear what offense you are worried about or you suspect you are being investigated on.
Commissioner, if I can make an example and I say to you that tomorrow I'm going to shoot you, obviously you'll be maybe wearing a bulletproof or driving an armored car. I'm preparing you for something. Even SIU, I will know by the time they charge me that this is what they have been charged with. But before that, I wouldn't know. So I cannot tell you now, as I sit here, that this is what they are investigating me for. I don't know that. I haven't been approached yet.
Should we perhaps not request that the evidence leaders and the commission should have sight of the document that Mr. Madlanga referred to? And,
yes, please.
Which I think he was suggesting buttresses the point he's making. As to how, in practical terms, we are able to get that, Ms. van den Heever.
We've got the specific article. There was a press release or interview conducted by, he's now the NDPP, but he was then the head of the SIU when this was done. So that we can make available. We also have a further progress report dated 2025 that was issued by the SIU that again sort of refers to Mr. Madlanga being under investigation, being a suspect in this matter. I've also endeavored to obtain, that's why I walked out and I have to apologize that I ran this way, just to get up there was very difficult for me. I've made contact to obtain the full SIU application for you, Chairperson, and to assist, I think, the Commission to do its work, as well as the asset forfeiture unit application, all places where we referred clear for you to see that he is indeed a suspect in a variety of investigations. And yeah, I will leave it at that. If you give us, we will endeavor, we don't have the facilities with us, but we will endeavor to get everything printed and provided to you. It will assist you tremendously to understand, I think, what the client, again, as a layperson, is trying to convey in very simple terms to you.